What's going on, everybody? I got a very special guest with me, Donovan W. Carter out of DWC Marketing. Donovan, how are you doing this afternoon? And thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me, man. I'm very appreciative for the opportunity, and thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Donovan, and what introduce yourself to, people who will be watching this, or if they are watching this live right now, what do you do specifically? Um, you
I'm a
know,
sports marketer,
okay.
um, an independent sports marketer. Gives me a little bit more flexibility. So I usually collaborate with brands, either to help them scale their brand, market their brand, or take their brand in a new direction when they don't want to pay big agencies to do so.
Gotcha. Well, who are some of the clients you're working with right now or have in the past?
I have worked with Glenn Rice, very close with their family. Very thankful for Dimitri Rice for introducing me to his dad. Um, I also have people that I've worked with, like unknown names, like Melvin Johnson, who was in the 1984 draft. The only person in Miami-Dade County to be in the 1984 draft, which is historic. And he's a legend in the Argentinian League as well. A lot of people don't know that. He's the
Yeah.
one who really was going at Luis Scola before he came into the league. He played in Brazil for a little while with Nene Hilario and made sure that he educated me on that and took me under his wing. And we've been good, close friends ever since.
Yeah, I mean, basketball in Argentina, they developed some great players. Luis Scola, like you mentioned, Manu Ginobili as well.
Yes.
So I mean, basketball, they do have a lot of talent there. And Donovan, you're also working with Isaiah Thomas as well with his champagne.
Yes, definitely. That's the boss. Boss man likes champagne sales and wants to get better into this market. The market down here is very competitive. And that's another thing is that, you have to be to a champagne company. And if people me or never known why they never met me is I'm not trying to pull anybody's tearjerkers. It's just because I had COVID for like a month and I was in the hospital. So yes, and thank you for all the well wishes that I got to. And I've been really kind of sidelined because of the COVID because we were doing big things with the Super Bowl party last year, and then we kind of tapered off when the pandemic hit really tough.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it's definitely been affecting a lot of people. I think everyone has been affected by COVID-19 in some shape or form.
Right.
Donovan, how involved are you with the high school basketball scene in Miami? Are you
Mhm.
more familiar with the college level? I know you've worked with some NBA former players. Your boss is a Hall of Famer in the NBA.
Yes.
I mean, what he did at Indiana, Hall of Fame there under Bobby Knight as well. So, how involved are you in the basketball scene?
In the basketball scene, I've been lucky to meet and be the fly on the wall for some very interesting conversations. I was introduced to Mike Izzo before, and I told your mentor of mine, William Eddy, introduced me to him, and it was a great experience. Those type of coaches have, just like Coach Larranaga, have a great sense of empathy. They know how to motivate. They're very charismatic, and they're willing to share, impart a lot of knowledge with you. When it comes to being on the scene, I have to pick my spot because I can't be around the players that much, but I can help guide them so they can ask me the right questions and they can get the right answers. I like to see kids go to school. I do like to see kids go to school, get scholarships, and do right by themselves and their family. And I like high integrity coaches that follow that and follow the rules and do it in the most ethical manners.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Definitely, having, ethics, in college basketball. Unfortunately, there are programs who, don't follow the rules or regulations, and there's people who do it the right way. And, ultimately, you know, people respect someone, who did things by the book. So
Yeah,
absolutely, especially, we can get into it with, a lot of people say Nike, Adidas. There was this whole scandal about, outside parties with AAU, with coaches and telling kids to go to certain schools, but that's another subject. So we do greatly appreciate the coaches who do, go by things, by the book and don't break any rules and, have ethics. What do you think about Coach Larranaga, the relationship you built with him, the job he's done at Miami? What can you say about him as a coach?
I like the coach a lot. I wish that we had more to offer him in his current strategy. For example, I played for Coach Lawton Williams, who was at Norland, and he had a player that went to UM and did very well for himself, got drafted and everything. And I wanted him to do more recruiting locally, right?
Right.
But he likes skilled players from up north according to his recruiting pattern. He also has great alliances down here where he does the camps. I've seen camps in the past where he's done. I've been in those camps. I've seen them ran very well, high quality, and he's always been attuned to the local environment. But I would also say is that there is a need for a little bit more balance for coaches to try and, build their relationship with the coach and make sure that Coach Larranaga has access to all the hidden talent, the hidden gems, and people that he wants that are on his board. A high school coach cannot influence a player to go to a certain college. Only the player's production can. And I respect Coach Larranaga and his decision to stay disciplined on that.
Have you, when you have conversations with Coach Larranaga, have you brought those things up to him? And if you have, what's kind of his response towards that?
Yes, very, very knowledgeable, very empathetic, wanting more of that type of relationship with people locally or abroad, internationally. He loves his doors open, and I can't much because it's not so strong to the point that I can talk in depth about that. But is the conversations that we had were very productive. It was spur of the moment. I actually met him on a flight to Las Vegas. It was kind of weird the way I met him, and I was just in awe of the coach because I know who I was, and I went to sit down and sit on my bag, and I didn't look left or right, and Coach Larranaga is sitting right next to me going to Vegas. Yeah, and he's very open, very honest, and he gets directly to the point, and I respect the hell out of that.
Man, that's awesome. You got to have, conversations with Coach Larranaga. You're probably on your way to, the NBA kind of preseason. What's the word for it? For the
Summer League.
Yeah,
Summer.
Exactly. They hold it in Las Vegas, just to get ready for the NBA regular season. Specifically, a lot of players who just get drafted, they send them over there, second round, first round picks just to get ready to go. Maybe some backups as well. Not the major players, obviously. Do you think Coach Larranaga will retire soon? Or do you think he has a lot of energy left?
No, he loves
the game.
He's addicted to basketball, just like most Division I coaches are. They go when their bodies can't go. They go when their minds can't go. His will is strong. Talking to him is really strong. And I wish him the best in that respect. It's like it's not many people who could do it this long. It's not many people who could hold a network of this many people, places, and organizations together to keep a recruiting, lifeblood going like that. Like it's amazing. Anybody in that position, they're working their tail off. And if they're in love with what they do, they're going to continue to do it till they can't do it anymore.
Love it. Absolutely, man. I hopefully I can do that one day. I think that's the goal for everyone, to do what you love in the work fields. Donovan, have you ever, worked with any current NBA players right now? I know you've met a lot of coaches. You just mentioned Tom Izzo out of Michigan State, Coach Larranaga, Glenn Rice, former NBA player for the Miami Heat. Any NBA players, NBA coaches you've worked with before as well?
Yes, I once I worked with Torian Prince before.
Okay.
On his social media, and I did a clothing line with him called Loyalty is Everything. And that project was done very well. A close friend of mine introduced to me, got me an internship and everything to do it underneath him. And I'm willing to work. It doesn't matter my role. I'm not a power person where I have to be in control of everything. I'm a team player. And people who have good work ethics, love team players, know how to carve out a good payment scale or payment system for you so you can enjoy what you're doing. And I'm thankful for my friend that did it for me at that time. And we remain friends to this day.
Love it. Yeah, absolutely, man. Building connections, networking is always key. And, hey, you become close friends to people you may have never thought, you would really get along with. You watch them on TV and you work with them. And then, that's how you develop a relationship with them ultimately, through work, and you become friends. So I think that's awesome. You got to experience that. And now, he's a friend of yours, and, you guys have a close relationship. Donovan, any players do you look out for locally at the high school level in Miami, South Florida, or Florida, in the high school ranks, from any maybe local schools to look out for?
Yes, definitely. I have the main two right now would be Cameron Johnson and Justin Johnson out of Doral. They're both around 18 and 21 points a game already. And these are Melvin Johnson's sons because they're so close. I see them all the time.
Yeah.
And they have help outside of me, a great AAU system with Shabazz Elite. And Anthony over there is doing a hell of a job. The AAU programs and Coach Georgie and their mom, Mrs. Hicks, are very into making sure that the boys are held to a high standard. Their mom was a beast in high school. They said she used to average 30 points a game in high school, played in Germany. 20 places overseas for over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? In the NBA with the Chicago Bulls and the Detroit Pistons as well. So, they have a bloodline. That's one. Number two, I've worked out Marcus Allen from Norland a couple of times. Marcus Allen's a sophomore in double figures. He's gonna be killing the chart soon. He really is. Another one is a younger one in the 8th grade going to the 9th grade is Dwayne Wimberly Jr. If a lot of people may not remember that name, but Dwayne Wimberly was the center for the Miami Hurricanes back in the early thousands. And Dwayne Wimberly is best friends with James Jones, who now works with the Phoenix Suns.
Yep.
And they're all mentoring Dwayne Wimberly Jr. He's playing with the Knight Rider team up in, I believe it's West Palm Beach, Pompano. And the Knight Riders are doing a great AAU program too right now. They've had people from Isaiah Todd and Scotty Barnes on the same team. Can you imagine what a team like that looks like? That's unfair. That's looking like James Harden and KD on the AAU circuit. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully in better shape than James Harden.
Well, I'll leave that to them. You got trainers for that and chefs for that. But I got the younger players are coming up because it's wide open. If you got the right players still in the AAU, you could have a 24/7, 365 program in 2-3 years now.
Yeah.
Is one that I'm working closely with right now called TDT as well, the Tar Heels. Their 2023 class through 2025 class is looking really good. They just got I was talking to the owner, and I helped them out with their marketing as well. Just got an Under Armour deal, which is very unique without a ESPN player.
Interesting.
This is why my core network of clients, they stay with me for a long time. Like the TDT people and the owner there, I've known for almost 10 years already. Melvin, I've known almost 10 years already. Dimitri Rice, close friend, known almost 10 years already. It's because I'm always there and I'm just versatile enough and have just enough experience to give them whatever they need at that time to be the Swiss Army knife. And that's what people want. Everybody's not looking for the guy who needs to be in the middle, in the attention all the time. Sometimes they need the guy to get off the bench, give me a bucket, and sit back down. And I'm usually that guy. I'm just sitting off the bench. I'm coming off and I'm giving you buckets.
Love it, man. That's I actually went to Doral Academy for 1 year. Okay. So when I was going, they had a Coach Forbes was their head coach for basketball. Mm-hmm. They were good. They were a solid program, but nothing to what they are now. Because I know they had a kid in high school as well. He's going to South Carolina. I think he transferred to Brewster Academy for his senior year. Devin Carter. Devin
Carter is Anthony Carter's son.
Right.
And he was tearing it up last year. He was averaging like 26 points a game last year.
Yeah, he played well.
That's what we call the green light. He had it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very high on him as well, and I mean he's going to a great program under Frank Martin.
Yes,
crazy what Miami Senior High School has developed, through that high school and where all the players and coaches have been to, after that, truly is, very, very historic. What they build and their state title speaks for itself.
Yes.
Donovan, you work with Isaiah Thomas. He is your boss. Mm-hmm. Does he tell you any stories about his time maybe playing under Bobby Knight or in the NBA? Something.
Yes, I'm with the family. My direct supervisor is a guy named Ashanti Barnett. And a lot of people don't know it because he's kind of like me. He's kind of like chill, laid back and reserved. But he is a very integral part of everything that goes on down here. He's been a great mentor for me. We've worked together since 2012 on various projects. We did a minor league sending players overseas, and now we're doing the Champaign, and just that loyalty just gave investment. And with the Champaign and being introduced to his uncle, being introduced to his uncle, being given a lot of access because of being associated with the brand, making sure we get in the right hotels, trying to get the saturation market up, because really and truly you have people that you're fighting before you even get down here. You have to be real with yourself. Moet Hennessy is in control. So when you're doing these things, you have to work with the people and work around your competition sometimes. Sometimes you just can't go head to head with Moet Hennessy. They just got too much power. They got too much marketing. They have too many events. They are everywhere. And their brands speak for themselves. And we're just trying to show that not only is it a Black brand, but it's a well-known brand, a high craft brand. It is a brand accepted by everyone in every demographic. We have a diverse ownership team where the whole NBA owns 8% of it. There's nothing better than that. It's official champagne, the official champagne for the Phoenix Suns. It's official champagne for the Detroit Pistons. There's official champagne for the NBA's Players Association. Like, all the checks are in the box.
Donovan, what are your future plans and business ventures in the near future?
I can't reveal all of those because I'm in like 4 non-disclosures right now. I want to keep people. Yes, I know. I have so many non-disclosures. Like, when I take a client, I have to refresh some of the non-disclosures because everything is getting kind of close. Like, I'm on the tip of something very, very unique. Thankful for my partners, my clients, my bosses, my allies, and my new allies such as yourself, where we can just keep building momentum as much as possible, because Miami, in my opinion, when it comes to basketball, like it did in football, could have a renaissance in any time in the 4 and 5 years of sports again. So football, we were predominantly a football town, yes. In the last 20 years, we are starting to transition to a basketball town somewhat.
With the Miami Heat.
With the Miami Heat. and also all the players going Division I from Miami now. Is coaches have a need for athletic wings, right? The only reason, and I can't tell you who said this, but the only reason they don't recruit more is because they prefer polished skill sets. So you have some players, when they get high Division I scholarships, they're known for their athleticism and versatility, correct?
Right. Raw, okay. I think raw skill set is
raw skill set, right? Yeah. But it takes them usually a year or two to get that Northern NBA / Big Ten / Big East style package where they like this kind of guard, this kind of combo guard, this kind of shooter, this kind of small forward. And just talking to them and listening to them and giving that to the kids, I've helped a couple of kids get scholarships just by changing their skill set. By when, so for example, some kids ask me for a favor or they'll pay me to do a mixtape, right?
Right.
They'll say to me, well, what is this coach like? And I'll say, well, you had 80% of your points that were off the dribble scores. They either dunk off the dribble, you're dribbling, and then you shoot it, right? Yeah. But what a lot of coaches like right now are catch and shoot players, meaning that you don't dominate the ball. You don't need the ball in your hand. Catch and shoot players are a rarity, like the Klay Thompsons of the world, right? A Klay Thompson of the world where he could score 62 points off 11 dribbles. There's coaches that will cut off their right arm for that right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or a versatile point guard that sometimes need the shooting guard prefers to bring the ball down, wants the point guard off the ball, but then can run the offense when need be or when the rosters change, like a John Stark back in the day, right? And these guys, you got to remember, these coaches, these scouts, they're in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, yes?
Right.
So they always have a very beautiful nostalgia of missing a type of player. And Bob McAdoo, somebody said, I miss when Bob McAdoo used to shoot 17 of 21. It was all twos. Well, they're steady. They take the two when they know that the offensive scoring is hitting a slump. You get what I'm saying? Like DeMar DeRozan's comparison is not as well because he wasn't averaging 32 points a game shooting twos.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This in their mind is a different type of a heat check because it's just consistent. Every time we come down, we know we're never just missing. We have a consistent, steady score. Catch and shoot players, understanding different types of pick and rolls, right?
Right.
It's called play action based play, right? So you have pick and roll, pick and pops, pick and slips, snake dribbling, where the point guard goes around the guy setting the back screen, but then ends up on the other side of them, right? Point guards should study that. Like this is the students of the game. Like sometimes in Miami, there's so many games that the kids don't have time to watch the film.
Right.
That's the sad part. They're so busy. They're you're trying to work out. You're trying to do everything. You got your homework. You got that. You don't have time to watch film. You can't be outside. You can't be inside all the time either. But to study the right films, to see the right packages, to see older players play, I think that's what these coaches miss. They miss that correlation between the old and the new. It's not always there. You know what I'm saying? These coaches and scouts and ex-players, they always tell me the player that they miss. It's very, we have a Kevin Durant. It's a 7-foot shooting guard.
You'll never see that again. You'll never see that again.
But they always a retro player. Like a Draymond Green right now is a retro player. Reminds them of a Anthony, Larry Johnson. When he used to play with the New York Knicks, right?
Yep.
They miss He can be hard nosed at time, but his skill set has always remained the same. It's always steady.
Gotcha.
Because you have too many people that just roller coaster like when it comes to personalities. They have highs, and lows. They can explode. They can not be there.
Hassan Whiteside.
Yes, they can throw them mentally. They can get thrown off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they have one bad person around them, it trickles down through their whole life. You know
Sounds like Hassan Whiteside. I keep picturing him in my head. I'm not trying to pick on him, but
I'm not co-signing that. I'm not co-signing that one. But
heard stories.
I have the utmost respect for Hassan Whiteside. I don't think he's that bad. He's not that bad at all. Like, I've always loved Hassan Whiteside, and he comes and supports the Miami Pro all the time. So I'm never going to co-sign that one. He comes in support. Jay Crowder comes in support. James Harden came out to support. John Wall. I worked with them last year. Shout out to Kyle and Debo, and they were so nice. They take care of their guys so good over there, and I can't do that to Whiteside. It's players much worse than that. Much worse than that.
Who fits that bill that you just stated?
I hate when people burn money. That's what I hate. If you have the chance to make 200-300 million, and whoever you are dealing with at that time, or whoever is in the way from you making that money, you got to stay focused on the money, because you can do whatever you want after you make the money. You can say, "Hey, I'm done. I'm done." You know what I'm saying?
Antoine Walker.
Who?
Antoine Walker. He went through a rough patch.
People have rough patches, right?
Yeah.
But and to me, is as a marketer, the beauty is if they recover. You get what I'm saying? Right. Because they know that the fame is fickle, but the ones who get disciplined again and they get back on the horse, they still have great careers. They still have great careers. They still have great investments. They still have great that fame. I've seen it in their eyes. I'm sitting down in dinner, and they're tired of the phone ringing. They like money, but they want peace of mind. Peace of mind is expensive. They really like that. They like peace of mind. They like being able to turn off their phone at times. They love to look their family in the eye and see approval and issue approval in return. These are very crucial things for the mind. You know what I'm saying? So you have one player, one guy who's a legend in the city and comes back. He doesn't have nothing. Like, it's the job of that community to bring him back up, because when he's on the throne and he does well by the throne, you have a LeBron-like guy. Well, he becomes a billionaire and 2/3 of the time that Michael Jordan did. You get what I'm saying? And that's where there's room for marketers like me. Marketers like me have carved out great careers, great ways of enjoying life by doing right by the player at the right time for the right effect. A lot of people don't understand that.
Donovan, where can people find you if they want to work with you? They have someone in mind, a client. Where can anyone in general just find you?
Instagram is the best way. I'm going to be at the MRE showcase on the 30th. I'll definitely be there. They can come and it's a free event anyway, so they can come and see me, exchange numbers. I do have other avenues such as the website. I'm just tinkering up, updating it real quick because I have breakthroughs with new situations, and I like to have my stuff fresh at that time. So my website, Instagram, social media, my emails are attached to sponsorship letters and different pamphlets and stuff going out through MRE. And I want everything to be tied to my client, because their work and that word of mouth makes their events better, and that makes my clientele better too. You know what I'm saying? If I just do ads all day, I would be like everyone else. People call me because they hear about my good work. They see about my good work. They call for my good work, and that's the difference between me and the competition.
Love it, Donovan. Thank you so much for your time. We greatly appreciate it. And
Thank you.
best of luck with your career and your business ventures in, marketing career field. So thank you so much. Wish the
Thank
best of
you.
luck to DWC.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank you.
All right. Peace out, everyone.